Hi everyone, this is Elena of the Witches Box, and I'm here today with another episode of BookTube, and we continue on in our journey with all the books that I can find that Anousen Leonte has written. And today we're covering another one about sigil magic, or sigils in general, and it's called Alchemical Evocation. I love this cover. The symbol is beautiful, and I'm curious to know if this author is creating their own symbols or not. Who knows, because I still can't find his bio. So the subtitle to this book is Using Sigil Magic to Evoke Alchemical Principles. This book is a great next step to the book that we talked about last, which is Sigil Meditations, because in that book we talked about the idea of creating a sigil as, this is my word, not his, but almost as a portal through which to summon downloads around specific types of information. It's not about creating magic, it's not about contacting a spirit or evoking a spirit or creating a servitor. It is simply about, how do I tap into the energetic around a specific thing and learn. It is magic and sigil work for the sake of just exploration. There's no end goal. There's just this beautiful surrender and opening up to the adventure of what's going to come through for me to expand with. I love that. This book specifically speaks about how to use sigil meditation, but also evocation, which he talks extensively in the other book that we'll cover in the next video, in terms of using sigils to evoke a specific thing in order to have an interaction with it. There is a subtle difference between evocation and sigil meditation, which he identifies and describes in this book, but the idea is similar in that you are engaging in an energetic to understand and learn it better, to evoke it, to have an exchange. I'm going to share a couple of quotes just to kind of give you an idea of the book, what it's talking about, and where he intends to go with this book. While it is true that evocation of an alchemical principle may not result in any tangible effects in terms of achieving a particular desire, as in the case of a spell, the experience of evoking an alchemical principle can be quite interesting and rewarding. I do not look upon magic as merely a way of satisfying desire, but also as a way of extending the possibilities of perception. This is the reason. I love this. From that angle, the ability to evoke philosophical principles opens up a whole new world of possibility. Think of how many things you could potentially evoke and encounter. You could literally open up any book of philosophy or mysticism in the world and, using a few simple techniques, induce an experience of any principle of your choosing. I love this. I love this. It expands our relationship to magic, to the unseen. I can't. It does things to my brain, but also my heart, right? Like, oh, this really just, the part of me that just wants to learn and learn and learn is being spoken to very deeply with this type of work. It's not for everyone, but it's something that I really, really appreciate. The evocation of philosophical principles is a purely contemplative act, but it does have real world and tangible results in the sense that it changes the consciousness of the magician. That's the reason for this. If this is something that interests you, get this book. So, alchemical principles. He talks about how to actually go about doing an alchemical evocation, what that is. He goes into the 4 elements, which are alchemical principles. So he talks about earth, air, fire, water, the sigils for each. We all know what those are. If we don't, you can look them up. But he also talks about 3 principles, which is salt, sulfur, and mercury, and the reasons for working with those. Listen, this is a whole new level of witchery that I really appreciate, and I really would like to, in whatever way, make available to you. This is something that if you're interested in, get it. Get it, get it, get it, because I think that I don't read enough, and I certainly have not practiced enough my own witchery as a means of contemplation, right, and learning and expanding my capacity. There's a lot of people who ask me questions like, how do I expand my power as a witch? I think that this level of contemplation and exploration just for the sake of learning more absolutely feeds your power base, because the more you are aware of, the more you know and are connected to the principles of the universe, of matter, of energetic movement, of course, every other part of your witchcraft path is going to be augmented and empowered. Who is this person? And I'm so happy to have found these books, and I'm so happy to share them with you. get this one. All the information is below, along with all the other videos that I've already done of reviewing the books that I've already read. And I want to hear, are you on this journey with me? What's going on? Have you tried any of this? What are your thoughts about this? Do you do contemplative practices with your witchcraft? Is spell work just a means to achieve and attain things for you? Is it more? Let's have these conversations. I love it. As always, please subscribe so that you are aware of when new videos come out. Also click the bell below so that the notification shows up in your inbox, and I'll see you next week. Take care.